So this is recording, and now allow me to share the slides because this is what I want to be sharing with you today. Okay, perfect. So here we are. Welcome to From Purpose to Profit, attracting clients to your heart-centered business. I am so thrilled to be here with you today. And in this webinar, I will help you to gain clarity and understanding of the solid business foundations for your yoga or wellness business, and so that you can attract dream clients with and reach to that from purpose to profit with more ease. We'll dive today into some of the most important action steps you need to take. I am here to guide you along the way. If we haven't met yet, my name is Manu, and if you allow me, I'll be your yoga biz mentor. I'm truly passionate about the business and the marketing side of yoga, wellness, and retreats. And basically, since 2008, yoga, wellness, and retreats have been an integral part of my life, and I'm excited to guide you through this journey. So, welcome to anyone who is attending the webinar. If you are live, please take a moment to drop in the comments your name and where you are joining us from today. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's webinar, I'd like to let you know that if technology fails us today, you can connect with us via WhatsApp. You can connect with me via WhatsApp. I have set up a WhatsApp group to monitor this call in case the call drops, which of course I hope this doesn't happen. I'll be able to drop the link to the call in the WhatsApp group. You have the link to that WhatsApp group in the last email I sent to you. So again, I hope this doesn't happen, but if it does happen, basically all you need to do is to get the link that I'm gonna be sending you in the WhatsApp group, and I'm gonna share with you here in the comments. Okay, we have May from Bangkok, Annette from Croatia, Francesca from London. Amazing. And I know there are some other people that might join later, or perhaps some people might watch the replay. So I'm super excited to have you here today. In my recent email, also you received it just 1 hour ago. I shared the manual for today's session. Please feel free to have your manual workbook PDF for this webinar as we go through the content. Please make sure to close any other tabs in your computer and keep your phone away during this time so that you can get the best experience out of this class technology-wise without any distractions. If you encounter any other issues, please feel free to let me know in the chat. There is going to be a Q&A session at the end where I will respond to your questions about this webinar. If you have some pressing questions during the webinar related to the topic we are talking about in particular, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. Just be mindful that I will do my best to respond to those questions that are relevant in real time during the webinar. However, if your questions are more general, then I would encourage you to ask them at the end during the Q&A session. We have Annette that say, Manu, if I disappear, I have to welcome guests. I am waiting for new guests. Okay, perfect. No problem. Absolutely. Thank you for letting me know, Annette. And hello, Alice. I'm so happy that you're here today. Super happy to have you here. Okay, so why are you here? Perhaps you've been dreaming about building a purpose-driven yoga and wellness business that aligns with your vision and your lifestyle, your values, and your life goals. A business that gives you the freedom to manage your day-to-day life and maybe even to be location unbounded. You might have listened to all the wellness, yoga, and business podcasts out there, but still feel a little bit hesitant to take action because there is just so much conflicting information out there when it comes to finding dream clients. What should be the name of my business be? Should I have a website? How many social media channels should I use? The number of questions is endless, and you might feel already overwhelmed. Maybe you have tried growing your business before and did not work as well or as fast as you thought it would. Maybe you are finding it challenging to pinpoint and reach dream clients in the competitive yoga and wellness world. Or perhaps your current marketing efforts are missing the mark, leaving you frustrated with the lack of client engagement and sales and little to no profits. Should I give my content for free? How much free content should I give? What would my paid services look like? How much should I charge? Maybe those are questions you are asking yourself right now. Perhaps you are feeling uncertain about creating products or services that truly resonate with your current audience and sell, or maybe you are eager to learn effective strategies for marketing, selling, and promoting your offerings, but you feel confused and unsure of where to start. If any of these resonates with you, if any of these sounds like you, I'd like you to know that you've come to the right place today. What is, we have this webinar called From Purpose to Profit, Attracting Clients to Your Heart-Centered Business. What is a dream client? What means dream client for you? Please drop your definition of dream client in the comments. What is a dream client? Or what are your thoughts when you think about the idea of a dream client? And I'm gonna tell you what a dream client feels and looks to me. A dream client for me is someone who really resonates with the values of your business, someone who is ready to work with you regardless of the pricing of your offerings, and someone who would benefit the most. And here Annette say, the one who fits my program that I am planning to offer. Absolutely, Annette. So we are looking, if we are creating a program, it's super important that our dream clients fits with that program that we are using. So for me, also, actually, this is a really, really good definition as well. For me, what I've noticed about dream clients is that they are the ones who get the best out of my offerings. And as I say, they are not afraid to invest and pay high ticket programs. Well, today we are going to dive into all of this, and you might be wondering, okay, we have Loretta here, I guess, a stressed office worker who has sedentary work, also likes travels, cares for the planet, to relate to my retreats. That's really good, Loretta, and I'm happy that you're here today. Yes, that would be someone that would fit the profile of your niche. Now, we would need to make the connection between those problems and those roadblocks that client has and the offerings that we are giving, the offerings that we have in our set of offerings. But we're going to talk about that a lot later. But thank you so much for sharing, Loretta. I think this is also important that you get to understand what are the pain points of your dream client. So today, as I said, we're going to be diving into all of these, and you might be wondering, why am I the right person to teach you how to build a business that attracts dream clients and takes you from purpose to profit? And I like to share a little bit about my story. I am a former yoga teacher, personal trainer, and retreats director, and my journey led me to become an international yoga and facilitator and an international retreat leader. When my younger self embraced wellness entrepreneurship, I navigated significant challenges. My yoga and wellness entrepreneurship began in 2018 in Bangkok, even though I always say that actually in 2010, I already started something in Italy. Despite my rich professional experience and extensive yoga and fitness education when I started in 2018, huge gaps emerged from me as a business owner. Marketing, branding, navigating the online business landscape, creating and pricing my offerings were all significant challenges back then. I did not have any idea of how to do all of this. Creating compelling content that would help me market and sell my offerings were all aspects I have yet to master. Despite all of my yoga and movement education and all of the resources and money, honestly, that I invested, I did not know how to operate as a business owner. I did not realize that learning about business, it's a completely different thing that often is not taught in yoga and wellness trainings. Basically, I did not know how to move the needle forward in my business. Who was my dream client, and where were they hiding? What were the things I needed to focus on a day-to-day basis? I would spend months and lots of time and money and a lot of resources creating a website and a logo that brought me €0 as a return of investment. I tried everything, and seeing it with perspective right now, I know that I had a lot to say, a lot of energy, and love and passion to put into my business, but I was not clear on my why, on my who, and on my what. And these are three of the key elements we're going to be diving today. It all felt super messy and unclear for me. And quite honestly, knowing what I know today, I can say with a total confidence that all I was doing was like throwing a spaghetti on the wall. It might sound funny right now, but trust me, back then it all felt like a little bit of a dark night of the soul. So if this happened to you, know that you are not alone and that this, my friend, is not your fault. I finally understood that and recognized, because it took me some time also to recognize that learning business and marketing from someone that was ahead of me in this journey was exactly what I needed. So I knew I had a choice now. I could either invest in my business, in business mentorship and grow my business, or I could stay where I was. And here's what I found. Recognizing those gaps and investing in business coaching and mentorship transformed my perspective forever. By 2019, I had my own yoga and movement business in Bangkok, teaching private clients, collaborating with teacher trainings, and running my own international retreats in Southeast Asia. Being able to do what I love the most as an independent wellness entrepreneur felt so empowering. I felt so happy, free, and purpose driven on so many levels. Here are some images of that time. And I really remember that time like a really, really happy time. Then in 2020, COVID restriction led me to the closure of my retreat business. And that basically prompted me to shift entirely online right away. But by now, I was much more clear on my why, my who, and my what, and had more business acumen. And inspired by all of the struggles I have faced in the past, I started helping other yoga and wellness teachers bring their business online. I took this new professional path, empowering yoga and wellness people with marketing and business mentorship, drawing from my own business journeys lesson. This has been my focus ever since, together with an almost 2-year period in 2022 when I served as a retreats director at Six Senses Ibiza, one of the top 50 hotels in the world. Along the way, I've encountered great challenges, learned valuable lessons, and experienced incredible growth. 2024, here I am supporting yoga and wellness practitioners with online one-on-one mentorship programs, and I am planning my own in-person retreat bootcamp for 2025 at Samahita Retreat in Koh Samui, Thailand. This is one of the most beautiful places in the world and one I feel very connected to. And hey, if you're looking for a retreat venue, I can only vouch for Samahita. Also, Alice, I know Alice also from Samahita as well. I'm so happy that you're here. By the way, talking about my bootcamp, by the end of this webinar, and for those of you who need extra support, I will share with you an awesome way for you and I to work together. But that will be at the end. For now, let's focus on what we are here for, because this is not about me, but this is about you. What's in here for you? Today, we will talk about the three most important aspects that every solid heart-centered business needs to consider for having a solid foundation that help attract the dream clients. This is so important for you as a yoga and wellness entrepreneur or an aspiring one. Quite often, some of the points we will see today get overlooked by holistic practitioners. And I know this is what makes them quit, thinking that it is not possible to find clients and to charge premium rates as a holistic practitioner, that there is so much competition out there and that this is not worthy. I want you to succeed in your business journey because I know you have important work to do in this world as a wellness entrepreneur. So I will help you find clarity in what action steps you need to take. I am here to guide you along the way, and what I will teach you is basically based on what I have learned from my mentors, but also on what I have applied to my business, my client's business, seeing positive results. First, we'll dive into your why. This is about getting clear on your vision, on your business vision, having laser focus. You learn how to establish the purpose and the direction of your business and align your goals, values, and bring clients with your business. Second, we get into your who, and this is about your dream clients. You learn how to identify your target audience, ensuring your marketing efforts are directed towards the right people. Third, we'll get into your what. This is about creating and refining your life-changing offerings. We learn how to focus on creating valuable and transformative services and learn a strategy for effective selling and promotion. Now, I'm a huge believer in taking action, and I know for myself that taking massive, imperfect action is what leads to having results in my business. Who is excited about this webinar? Please raise your hand or put a comment in the chat box so that I can see that you are excited about this. And also, before we dive into the content, there is one key element I'd like to mention that it's going to make a huge difference. And this is your mindset and your ability to believe that you can do this. And let's say all ears, yes. Very nice. You can do this. All right. So in order to grow and build a business from visualization, planning to execution to all the things you need to do, you need to believe in your ability. Without this, it doesn't matter how much I teach you today. And quite honestly, if you are here, but you don't really have a deep, you don't really believe deep inside that you will be able to do this, to build your business, to grow your business, the first thing you need to do is to work in your mindset. So please feel free right now to find a comfortable position, maybe a powerful position, either you are sitting or standing, find a position that helps you feel grounded and strong. And we are going to place one hand, just place one hand in your heart, and we're gonna place the other hand high. We're gonna put it up, and we're gonna say, I can do this. All together at the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I can do this. Yes. Amazing. You can do this. Perfect. All right. Amazing. So let's dive into the content. Your why. And this is the way we start with purpose. Starting a business without a clear sense of purpose is like embarking on a journey without a map. Many people dive into starting a business, sometimes driven by trends or the promises of profitability, only to find themselves feeling unfulfilled, overworked, and disconnected. I know for many of you, this is not the case, okay? This lack of alignment usually can lead to burnout, financial struggle, and constant sense of dissatisfaction. And here are some consequences of not defining your why at the beginning of your business journey. One is stress and burnout. Without a clear vision for your business, you might find yourself struggling with tasks that drain your energy. Bear in mind that starting a business or growing a business is not easy, especially at the beginning, and you need to be really clear on your why. This will keep you motivated, especially in those moments when it feels like you are pushing a rock and it's taking like a lot of effort to move forward. Lack of fulfillment could be another consequence of not defining your why. Engaging into a business that doesn't resonate with your true self can result in a persistent feeling of emptiness and lack of purpose. Again, I know for many of you, this is not the case because you do have the purpose. I know most of you, so I know this is not the case. Another roadblock can be unclear direction. Without a clear vision, your marketing, and this is super important, your marketing and business strategy may lack the focus, making it challenging to attract your dream clients. So determining what type of business aligns with your lifestyle is one of the most crucial aspects for your journey from purpose to profit. Embarking on a yoga and wellness entrepreneur journey is an exciting and transformative experience, but it is not always easy. So you want to ensure that your venture resonates with your true self and brings fulfillment. For example, you may be considering opening a brick and mortar yoga studio because you've heard that this is what people are doing in your city, and maybe some people that you know it's what they've done before, and you might think that this is the right thing to do. But when you really dig into your why, you might realize that your true passion lies in traveling the world and running international retreats. You may feel tempted to start a business just because you think will be profitable, while financial success is important. And of course, we are here for that. My biggest concern would be, will this business truly make you happy and provide the freedom you are dreaming of? So lacking that clarity at the beginning of your journey has significant risks, and it's one I don't want you to bear. A solid business idea that takes you from purpose to profit is built upon your skills, your passion, and your experience. It should serve the purpose of helping your dream clients feel better about themselves or providing them with something that they want or need. So, what is the purpose that drives your business idea, and how does it align with your personal passions and values? That's an important question to ask yourself. And here are some questions to ask yourself as well. And you have all of these questions in your manual, so you can always go back to your manual. The first question would be, what talents or abilities define me? Sometimes even if we are, you may be a yoga teacher or a personal trainer, but maybe you do have another abilities even before you became a personal trainer or a yoga teacher that you are not taking into consideration. What are the things I love doing? Of course, we love sharing yoga and wellness, but maybe there are other stuff that you also love doing and that make your heart sing. Maybe a good idea would be ask people that really know you, when do they remember you being the happier and why was that? And third question would be, what is easy for me or comes naturally that others find difficult? For example, in my case, one of the things that always have come easy for me, and this is one of the reasons I took this path with help other yoga teachers with business and marketing, is that even though I have this love-hate relationship with social media. I always I like, there is something that I really love about it and about communicating my message. So you need to find for yourself. I like to also share a personal example here about the importance of having that clear why and a well-crafted business vision. And this example is about myself. Back in 2018, when I started my small yoga studio in Bangkok. It was a yoga and women's studio here in Bangkok. And even though teaching yoga online wasn't a big thing at the time, I already was doing that before COVID. That was 2018, 2019, and I already have some clients. However, I didn't realize, because we are talking times before COVID, that yoga, I didn't realize that I could make a living solely from teaching online. I thought that in order to thrive as a holistic practitioner, I needed to open a physical studio. So I went ahead and opened a small studio. I remember struggling a lot during this time. Every time I had to go to the studio, I had to travel across the city. I spent so much time in public transportation, going up and down, which didn't match my lifestyle at all. It was a constant source of stress and exhaustion, to be honest. Fast forward many years after 2024, and I can tell you that right now, I absolutely changed my relationship with the city. I absolutely love it because I have created a business that matches my lifestyle, and I don't have to go to the city center every day. I can work from home, and I can also teach my international retreats in some other places in person. So what I want to share with you with this journey is that it's really important to be to have a strong and clear vision. This allows you to create a business that not only thrives, but also aligns with your personal values, your lifestyle, and this is what eventually will take you from purpose to profit. All right, let's go to the next part. So for the next part, we are talking about your who, and this is about finding your dream clients. And I like to ask you something. Do you have a clear idea of who your dream client is? And before we had Loretta, who say, I guess it's a stress office worker who has sedentary work, also likes travel, cares for the planet, to relate to my retreats. So it's a really good definition of what her dream client can be. Do you have your own idea? If you do, please share it in the comments. If you don't have an idea of who your dream client is, please no shame. Also, you can say, I don't know, because we are here to learn, and that's totally fine. Now, having a dream client is super important for your business, and you need to have a very specific idea of who that person is. What Loretta shared today, a sedentary stress office worker who also likes travel and cares for the planet, it still is very specific compared with so many other people, but maybe you could be even a little bit more specific. Loretta says, I try to focus on eco retreats, sustainable travel. Francesca say, those who want to awaken their cosmic self and connect to their star family in other dimensions. I love that, Francesca. So Francesca, this is also very specific. Only a very specific type of people would have that kind of desire. Also, Loretta, this is also, it's becoming more and more specific. So you know that these people really focus on eco retreats because they really care about the planets. Annette say, my dream client for my new course should be inflexible, over 40 and a bit shy to try yoga or go to public yoga places, or are turned off by Lululemon dress Instagram people. I love that, Annette. This is very specific as well. So the more specific, the better. And let's see. We have a light and say, if you are in a moment where it is difficult to express in words what you are living, Ikigai offers you a safe space where I will accompany through art, movement, and sound to explore new communication tools in a kind and creative way. Alights, I really, really love that. However, I think that has a lot to do with your what, which is the thing we're going to talk about later. So your what would be your service. The idea is to have a dream client, someone who it's a particular person, and then creating your offering, those two should match. So basically, what you have shared with us here is your service which looks amazing. May say, aha, mine is similar to Annette and Loretta. Okay, very good. Okay, perfect. All right. So if you have a business right now, if you started your business and you still struggling to market or sell your offerings, or if you can reach the people that would be like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This might be time for you to think about either finding your dream client or digging a little bit more. And I talk a lot about this. You know, some people call this finding your niche. This is another name for finding your dream client. It's finding your niche and so on. And it's important to really, really dig. I like say, thanks, it's difficult to define for me. Okay, it's not an easy journey. I know this is something that takes time. Even for those who are a little bit ahead in the journey, I would encourage to even dig a little bit more about these people. Sometimes it's helpful to have real conversations with people. This is something that I do on a weekly basis. People who are in my list, who are part of my list, I invite them to have a coffee and to have real conversations just to understand more from a real person, you know, just to learn more about people. So it's not easy, Allied, but you will get there. One of the roadblocks of not having a clear niche or not having a clear dream client, and let's say the shine course helps. Shine in your niche. Yes, niche and shine. Thank you so much, Annette. This is one of my workshops that I next to. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Yeah, that's like basically the idea. It's to dig into the to dig a little bit more into this process. Okay, so as I say, without a clear niche, your business message will come across as wishy-washy, and you may attract random people, random followers who are unlikely to basically buy your services or become clients down the road. Here are some of the consequences that you're gonna find if you are marketing your offerings without a clear niche in mind. Sometimes it's going to be difficult to sell your service because if you don't have a target audience, selling your offerings becomes a real challenge. Your message isn't reaching those who truly need and want what you offer. So it all, even before creating the offering, it all starts from who it's going to be that person. Another roadblock could be the lack of connection. Sometimes that connection we were talking about between your offering and the person you are marketing to. And also, if you don't have a specific audience, it's going to be challenging to create meaningful connections and build trust, which all of these are essential, building trust, connecting with people, and also helping people understand that you really get them and that you really get the journey they are going through. This is gonna also help you building trust with people that connect with you online, through your social media channels, and so on. Some of the benefits that you can gain from really focusing and digging into your niche. One of the things, it's going to help you stand out in a market that I don't like to use the word saturated, but we know that nowadays wellness has become mainstream, which is amazing. You know, this is all what we wanted like 20 years ago. We all dreamt with yoga everywhere, everyone practicing yoga, practicing wellness. The downside of it maybe is that right now there's a little bit too much out there. So really specializing into something is going to help you stand out. It's going to help you communicate your message and communicate with your audience much more directly. Because if you study about them and you learn about them, they are going to feel like you know them. It's going to have you positioning yourself as the preferred option for that specific group of people. For example, if we have the example that we have here with Annette, when you say that you are looking, that your dream client should be someone that is new to yoga, is inflexible, and it's over 40 and feels shy to try yoga or to wear Lululemon. So if you position yourself as that kind of teacher that is really speaking to that specific person, it's gonna be easier for you to be recognized as that person. Sonia say, to add to all of the above descriptions, I'll add that my dream client is wealthy, not the one who is looking to offers discounts, who bargains. I love this. Who bargains? My dream client is grateful for my energy and it's happy to pay for feeling better in their body. I love that, Sonia. And when I do my niching work for my own business, I also think about my dream client as someone who is not struggling financially for sure. Because if you are going to sell high ticket programs, and of course, if you are looking for those clients who are not afraid to invest in wellness and invest in themselves, it is important that they have the financial funds. Loretta say, how about beginners yoga? I I also have them in my local classes. Beginners yoga could be a niche too, and you can even get a little bit even more specific. But beginners could be a good way to start. The good thing or the important thing would be to choose one and to go all in. Loretta say, I guess too wide as well, a little bit wide. Yes, maybe you could focus a little bit more. All right. So as I say, one of the things is going to help you positioning. It's going to help you facilitate your marketing efforts. When you know who you are talking to, it's not going to be difficult anymore to know what you are going to be talking about, to be what are you going to be sharing on social media. And finally, it's going to help you avoid the price competition. What is the price competition? The price competition is when there are so many people teaching the same, and I've seen this with sometimes with yoga teachers. Sometimes I see that with retreats. When there is so much competition, or there is the perception that there is so much competition, we tend to differentiate ourselves by lowering the prices, and that on the long term it's not sustainable as a business practice, okay? So you want to avoid that. May say, that's the goal, LOL. And what I struggle with, but my ideal client are also people who are like I was before yoga and I struggle with the budget, so I understand it. And I want to help people who need it. I love that part, May, that you say that these people are like with who you were before teaching yoga. So in that sense, you can understand them a lot. In your case, maybe that in that time you didn't have the funds, but there are people out there that might be in that journey as well, but they do have the funds to come to your classes. And let's face it, when you build a community, there is always going to be people that can afford your services and people that cannot afford your services. And sharing content and connecting with people and all of that, I can almost see this almost as the kind of the karma yoga in a way, because you are teaching things for free, so to speak. You are helping people, and not everyone, of course, not everyone in your community, not everyone in your audience is always going to be able to buy from you, but it's part of the process as well. So have trust that some of those are in the same journey that you were before, but they do have the funds to connect with you and to invest in themselves, basically. So let's dig into this a little bit more. When looking for a dream client, there are aspects to consider. These questions will help you get there. So please bring in mind that person that could fit the profile of your dream client and ask yourself the following questions. And I say people who are willing to commit themselves to themselves, regardless of the financial cost. Exactly. That is one of the definitions also of your dream client. Lovers of nature and need to express themselves not only through spoken language. Very good. I love that you are bringing in a little bit more lights. All of this is going to be super helpful to keep refining and refining. So the questions we're going to be basically sharing now, they are all in your manual. You can always come back to this video. You can always work on your manual, okay? But these are very important questions. One of them is, do you feel a genuine connection with that person you have in mind? Remember, we were talking about that person, perhaps that person was you before. Um, maybe that person, Sarah was saying, that is someone wealthy. Is that a person, you have some kind of connection with that person at a at a level of, do you understand how the life it's like? Does even your personal story resonates with that connection? So in other words, you need to really feel connected to that people. In my case, I love working with yoga wellness practitioners. It's the people that I love to hang up with. When you choose your dream client, you also want to have that in mind. Is that person someone you feel connected to? Can your dream client afford your services? We'll be talking about that. It's really important that there is a financial alignment. And as I say, not everyone in your community is going to be able, but maybe there are different kind of services that you can offer. And some of them might be able to pick the lower entry offers. Some of them might be able to pick the higher entry offers. Okay. And super important questions. Do these people, do this dream client value investing in their health and well-being? Because this is something they need to value. Otherwise, they are not going to care about our offerings. What of their problems can you address? And this is something that we can go much more deeper. We're not going to go for the purpose of today's webinar, but solving a problem is what it's going to help people. It's what's going to make people to pay for your offering. So we need to see ourselves as a problem solver. All right. So really work to dig in and understand what problems do they have right now. And also see if there is a real demand. Super important. Sometimes I like to do that by having conversation with real people, because maybe in my head, I think that this person have this particular kind of problem, but then having a conversation is something that it's going to help me confirm that. And finally, are there lots of people serving to that particular demographic, to that particular niche? This is something also interesting to consider. If there is a lot of people serving that very specific niche, might be a little bit difficult to stand out. So you might need to niche a little bit more. Or if there is no one, serving that group of people or that particular problem, that could be amazing because you would be the first one. But most of the times, that means that there is not a real demand. So you really also want to dig in. If there is a lot of people teaching the same group of people, probably it's a good thing. If there is no one, just dig in and understand if there is a real demand out there. Now, one thing I would like you to get out of this webinar today is that your primary objective is to direct your communication exclusively to your chosen dream client. Embrace the idea of being intentional in your marketing. Address your dream clients, their wishes, their problems, and this focus not only will strengthen your connection with your audience, but will also help you position yourself as a trusted authority within your niche. Also, another important thing is to embrace the idea of repelling those who don't align with your niche. This is beneficial. So basically, when someone visits your website or when they engage with your social media, they should quickly understand whether or not you are the right teacher the right wellness practitioner for them or not. This, when someone really recognizes that whether or not you are that person, it means that your voice is becoming very distinctive, very distinct and influential. And this is the way to go. Okay. We're going to go to the what, but I have a couple of comments here. May say, what I'm struggling with now is experiencing and seeing people who are willing to invest in their health, but not to invest in their same amount in yoga as they would in other modalities. For example, personal training, which I also do, Pilates, psychotherapy, other forms of movement coaches, etc. This it's all about marketing. This is all about communication. And this is why people, they invest in other modalities because they are convinced or they think that those modalities are the ones that are going to help them solve those problems. So it would be a matter of being very clear, what problem are you solving? And then positioning yourself with that marketing as the problem solver for that kind of group of people. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyway, let's move on a little bit. So your what? Making profit with your life-changing offerings. Now, this is a very exciting part in your business journey, and this is about defining your offerings. As you dive into this phase, consider some key questions to guide you in your decision making. So crafting and selling your offerings involve more than creating the services. It also requires strategic planning and alignment with your dream client's needs. Many wellness entrepreneurs face challenges in this area. Here are 3 key points to consider. And again, you have all of this in your manual. Clarity in your offerings. Without a clear understanding of what to offer, who to offer it to, and how to communicate the value of your offering, you risk creating confusion amongst potential clients. So you really need to go from this journey of who you are as a teacher. That's kind of your why. Who do you want to reach? That's your dream client. And what you want to teach, that's your what. Okay. Sometimes there are an effective sales strategy, and without a clear structure and without a clear and heart-centered approach to selling, you struggle to convert interest into sales, and this can impact your business growth and sustainability. This is something that I see a lot, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that, especially with high ticket programs. Finally, underestimating the value. Pricing your offerings incorrectly or pricing your offerings too low can undervalue the expertise and the effort you put into developing them. And this will affect the profitability and perception of the market. Consider that considering that here are 3 points that I like you to keep in mind when crafting your offerings. First things first, the format. So you want to define whether your offerings will be in person, online, or a combination of both. Okay. This depends mainly on your target audience and your personal preferences and the logistics of delivering your services. Okay. So it's a little bit about you, your lifestyle, and your people. Another thing to consider when you are crafting your offerings, and this goes a lot to what Alex was sharing before about the things that you want to share. You know, some of them might be online, some of them might be in person. Those that are online, sometimes we think about the tools and the softwares. You need to assess whether you need a specific tools for supporting your offerings, and this might include video conferencing platforms for online classes like Zoom, scheduling software for appointments, or payment processing system for transactions. This is important also that you choose the right tools to streamline your operations and enhance the client experience. And they also have costs, some of them. So this is very important to estimate. Finally, having a clear pricing strategy. Okay. You need to think and reflect and work in the pricing for your offerings. You need to consider factors such as your expertise and the value you are providing as a wellness or yoga facilitator. While it is important to price your offerings in a competitive way, you cannot also undervalue the value of your own services and your expertise and so on. So usually you need to aim for a pricing structure that reflects the quality and uniqueness of your services while remaining attractive to your dream client. And if you need particular help with pricing, I also left a resource in your manual. There is a link to a YouTube video where I share with you some tips for working on your pricing. Okay. Now, once we have your offerings, once you have estimated what are they going to look like, are they going to be in person, are they going to be online, are they going to be both, am I going to use tools, how much do they cost, then we can talk about how to sell your offerings. Okay. And one thing I want to start with is that selling is serving. And I like you to think about selling from the perspective of selling. And as an entrepreneur, it is your responsibility to communicate in a very effective way the value of the products or services that you are offering. To make a sale, you must wholeheartedly believe that what you are offering, it's something that it's going to be helpful for that person. This is so important. If you are not completely 100% convinced of the value of the service that you are providing, it's going to be challenging to convey that conviction, that value to other people. This is so important, especially with high ticket programs. We do have retreat leaders here in this call. Retreat leaders tend to be high ticket programs. You really need to believe in the value what you provide. So first thing that you need to do is to ask yourself, whenever you have your service created, ask yourself, would would you buy your own product or service? Would you buy your own product or service for that price? If not, why? This is something you want to reflect, and you may not have all of the answers, but it's going to help you to do a little bit of journaling into that. So it's important to identify those areas where you can enhance the value of your offerings, and that may help you bring your confidence up. You might do a little bit of journaling and say, yes, I would buy this because bam, 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 bam. And then that's going to help you to get much more clear. Okay. Now, another thing that I want to share with you today, especially for those of you, we are talking about dream clients. Dream clients are those who are not afraid to invest high ticket programs. But even those who were talking about wealthy people, even those who are wealthy people, even those who have a lot of money, doesn't mean that they're gonna give us the money just like that, okay? Everyone makes a decision. To make a decision, especially with a high ticket program, people need to have confidence, okay? And one of the things I would recommend, and this could be for one-on-one programs, programs that are like a kind of a bigger investment, retreats and so on, it's to adopt the discovery call approach. This is something that I often do, and you can do also with your clients. It's to connect with them for someone that might be interested into joining your program, into joining your retreat, into taking one-on-one sessions with you. It is good to connect with them, maybe in person. Maybe it doesn't, I say sales interview because I mostly work with people internationally. But if the people that you work with, your ideal client, are in the same city that you are, even one first meeting, just to connect with them, even one call, and to understand their challenges, aspirations, their goals. And the more you grasp on what they need, and the better you're going to be equipped to tailor your offering to meet those needs. If that is the case, if you need to tweak and change a little bit, the more you know them, the more you're going to be able to communicate that value. Okay. And finally, this is super important. I also want to mention that ultimately the goal of this call, when you call with someone or when you have that strategy call, when you have that first meeting, it is important to assess whether the client is a good fit for your program or for your retreat. And also, this is an opportunity, if they are a fit, to show them and show them the value of the services you are providing. And here we come back to the self-assessment. Do you believe in that? Then you are going to be able to communicate that value. Or on the other hand, if the person is not a fit for you, and I've seen that with some of my clients, maybe they have some people that are coming to their retreat and they don't feel comfortable with that person. I recommend also, if you feel that the person doesn't match, is not a fit for your offering, it is also okay. It is also good to be transparent and guide them towards an alternative solution with people that might suit better their requirements. Honesty and integrity are paramount in building trust and credibility with your clients. So this is super important. Okay, so let's recap for a moment the points we have seen together today. We saw 3 of the most important aspects that every solid business need to consider for having a solid foundation that helps attract dream clients. We saw your why. Now you are aware of the importance of having a clear why, and you have the key questions that will help you establish the purpose and direction of your business and align that with your goals and values. We went to your who. Now you know that you need to identify your target audience and dream client, even dig a little bit more if you need to ensure your marketing efforts are directed towards the right people, and you have an important questions to reflect upon in your manual. And finally, your what. Now you know how to focus on creating a valuable and transformative products or services, and you are aware of the strategies for selling, especially high ticket programs.
Hello, my friend. Sawadee Krap from the land of smiles. This is one of my favorite countries in the world. It's like my second home. This is Thailand. And I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to spend some time together with me in my upcoming business bootcamp in Koh Samui, in an island, beautiful tropical island in the south of Thailand, in a wonderful place which is my spiritual cove called Samahita Retreat. This business bootcamp will happen in April 2025. So if you are watching this video before 2025, you're still in time to sign up. We're gonna be talking about how to build and how to grow a heart-centered business. And we're gonna do this together with a community of heart-centered entrepreneurs in a wonderful place. Honestly, Samahita Koh Samui, it's a place close to my heart, and I can tell you it's one of the most transformative and beautiful places in the world. So if you have been gaining some value from my content and you would like to have an in-person, unforgettable experience with me and a group of like-minded people, check out the links in the description of this video. Check out for Zenpreneur Biz Bootcamp, or just DM me in some of my social media and I will connect with you and give you the link for signing up. This is going to be epic. You don't want to miss it. And I really hope to see you there. Okay, my friend, that's all for today. Khop kun krap.